Family, thanks for being here. Make sure you guys let me know where you're tapping in from. It's been helping the channel so much. If you're here right now or you're hearing my voice, comment where you're from. Anyway, like I told you guys, I'm staying on this subject. I don't care who says what. All I do is type in these two individuals' names and stuff pops up. I came across a player named Milagro. Anyway, I came across her. OMG. Now, you can call me late to the party, whatever you want, but wow. Her commentary is, yeah, her commentary. We're going to talk about the situation. And like I always say, you guys, I review different videos to get different perspectives. And let's check hers out. Like the video, let me know where you're from. Let's go.
To hate somebody, babe, you have to love them. And I don't even like that. I don't know how to like her. You understand what I'm saying? Sure don't love you, and that ain't grown to no hate or resentment. I don't walk around thinking about you. I do my job well. That's it. That's all. So, you know, all of this and that victimhood shit, I'm really not for it, and I don't give a about it. You want peace, and I'll go keep on having your peace. No one has to stop fighting for their freedom in the midst of you continuing on with your life. And wasn't Megan the one that said, go ask them 3 about what's going on and why they not around, etc.?
Ooh-wee. Now, I gotta stop it right there, y'all. You can't get mad at a person for fighting for their freedom. And weren't you the one that said, go and ask them what happened? So when you tell people to go and ask them what happened, and people say what happened because you told them to go ask what happened, how do you find the audacity within yourself to make that a thing? And that's sort of like the restraining order thing, the harassment thing, and all of that stuff. Like, woman, you're saying his name. He's in jail. You're mad about his fans and things like that, and people like me, but you're only saying his name. We got to make this make sense. Well, ain't even no we. She and they got to make this make sense. Meg and her team. It's amazing. It's amazing. Let's continue.
Didn't she say that? So what's the problem with Quan now saying what he saw? Quan got a side of the story too. Y'all didn't have no problem accepting that Kelsey didn't run her ass up in there until September of 2022 to give her statement when she found out that they was going to pin the shit on her. Y'all accepted that even though she got on the stand and said she was lying. But now it don't make no sense for Quan to come up and say something when he said it. It make just as much sense as it did when Kelsey went and did it 2 months, 3 months, 4 months before trial. I don't want to hear it. Y'all talking about why did Quan go missing? Quan didn't go missing. He came up to the courthouse on December 21st, 2022. You know who did go missing though? Justin. Did Justin ever get up and testify to what they claim he said? I must have missed that. She worried about who went missing. What happened? I'll tell you something else. I'll shut the up if Megan will have a discussion about how she got that knot on her head.
Ooh-wee. Now, we're talking about people going missing from certain scenarios, like the witnesses. They didn't say nothing when Kelsey didn't go until 2022. That's a great point. A wonderful point. And if we're going to speak about the knot on Meg's head, we're not going to forget the scratches on Kelsey's leg. We're not going to forget that Meg went back to that house mad at her homegirls, man, and threw a hissy fit. We're not going to forget that. Like, we're not going to forget that. When she got out that car, her feet were fine. All the way up until that officer said, heads up, heads up. She stepped on glass, blah, 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 blah. So what we're not going to do. Let's continue.
You went live on Instagram at Kylie house in her pool. You didn't have a knot on your head. But when you got in the ambulance, you had a knot on your head. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the altercation? Are we going to acknowledge that today? Okay. So anyway, listen. I feel like one day Daystar going to tell his truth, right? Are you going to respond to that too? Didn't she say that she was never going to discuss this again and move on? It wasn't no personal attack. Let me explain something to y'all. And I got to keep my face real tight because like I said, I got this right now. People, what you want to talk about? My whole thing is when it comes to this shit, she said she wasn't going to discuss it. They have a right to talk about it. One day he going to come out and talk about it.
One day he's going to come out and talk about it. And we're here, y'all. It's that day. Why so late? I'm not sure. And that's just like the same, I got the same thought about him not taking a stand. But then again, like I said in the past videos, when the science and proof is so strong, you should be able to sit back comfortably and confidently and believe in the truth and that it will tell the whole story. Now, we're not gonna forget that Kelsey took that fifth, or not the fifth, but immunity. Are we gonna talk about the altercation? Are we gonna talk about why didn't where's the Jenner, the Kylie chick? I feel like let's continue.
She want to know why Kelsey ain't said nothing. Who gives a f? Why do Kelsey have the residue on her? 2. Don't that back up what that man saying? Yeah, I saw her tweet and I don't give a f about that either. Oh. I don't give a f. So once again, it's just a situation where people got a right to speak on their side of shit and say what they saw. And then you got Megan Cuniff acting like the paperwork might not be real and they don't want to acknowledge it because it didn't come from Megan Cuniff. Child, whatever.
Great point. I like Milagro, whatever her name is. I like her. Now, I bet Kelsey did stay quiet. She had that shit on her hands. I bet she did stay quiet. But I'm going to tell you, just like she said, there's another major player in the narrative creating that's very quiet. I even went to her YouTube, but there's nothing about this situation. Megan Cuniff. That lady. Her. Yeah, that lady. Googly eyes. Where is she? Why isn't she speaking about what's going on? Let's continue. It's just something to think about. Charges weren't brought until October. That's deep. Everything we needed to know about this case was right in our face. And I still don't understand why this man is not free.
And at the end of the day, once again, a hospital, it's their duty to report if somebody comes in with a wound or a wound. They had a whole in custody and charges were not brought against that man until October. And they never produced fragrance. They said that they went missing. So you hoes can really kiss my ass. Y'all not arguing logic. Y'all not arguing reason. You hoes is talking out y'all motherfucking ass. And people so confidently saying every appeal that come through gonna get denied. Oh, you got an inside scoop? How you know? They counting it out before they didn't even really got into it. What's the problem? Quan's statement need to be considered exculpatory evidence. Yeah, they emotional. And the hit dog gonna holler every time.
I'm gonna say what I honestly feel about Tory taking the stand or not taking the stand. I got mixed emotions about it because I feel like the judgment was already done before the trial. Honestly, that's really how I feel. And they would have depicted him to be more of a goon than he is. Just like she said. But it gets to a point when there's a certain narrative painted against you to where you got to do what you got to do to defend your image too. Just like she said, y'all. Her image. Her image. She can't let this get out because she has to protect her image. Woman, your image is thought imagery. Your image? Your image. Running through dudes in the industry. The baby and come on, man. Your image. Your image as a liar. As a twerker. As an avid drinker of spirits that doesn't know how to control them. Your image as a friend who takes a friend's men, more than one. And all of this is allegedly. Or something.
To be honest, Tory should have stood on trial and told his side. To be honest, no, the fuck he shouldn't have. No, he shouldn't have. They was gonna sit up there and throw everything at that and paint him out to be a motherfucking villain. No, I understand why he ain't get up there, and I don't feel like he should have got up there. And I'm glad he didn't, because Quan still was absent, and the shit would have turned out the same way. I'm glad he didn't get up there. I think that she's bothered because the public isn't in her favor, and when it's rooted in something substantial, it gets her in a tizzy. Because it's one thing for people to speculate, but it's another thing to have a piece of paper, that's backing up what you're saying and giving it a foundation. So wait a minute, who said what? Okay, that's gonna hold some weight. That's gonna have some merit. Matter of fact, is Unite the People on here? Because I'll ask Unite the People on here if they don't mind if the paperwork is false. Can we do that?
We gonna end it right there, y'all. She got some great points. Some great points. What do you guys think? She has really great points. I'm gonna have to look up more of her stuff. Yeah, I'll be bringing more, y'all. So be here for it. The more you comment, the more you like, the more I'll bring it. I promise. You do your part, I'll do mine. If you made it, say I made it. Let me know where you're tapping in from and how long you've been tapping in. I'm out. Peace.